TV's Extravaganza. We're so delighted that you took the time to curl up and join us at Shaw TV Winnipeg Studios. I'm Charlotte Azure.
I'm Dwayne Dahl, and we're really excited about the local entertainment we have for you tonight. But I want to tell you one thing. We had a coin toss before the show started, and whoever won got to wear that dress. So thankfully, Char won, because me and that doesn't work. And I'd be up on, oh, there's a whole other story behind that. But anyways, we're glad that you came and joined us in our fake living room. But before we get to that, you know, Char, there are two types of holiday decorations.
Okay.
You've got country decorations and you've got city decorations. Now, what are your favorite?
Well, I'm a country girl born and raised, so I'm going to have to go with country, for sure.
Country's
Hands
good.
down. Yep, I love country.
Country, I see. I'm more of a city boy,
Okay.
born and bred. So, you know, the louder and the more ignorant, the more Christmas Vacation style, the better for me. And we might disagree on our kind of decorations, but one thing we can agree on is our next guest. Here comes Past the Perimeter.
Sake. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, and I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. All right, bye.
I am super excited for Santa this year, but right now I'm joined by Steve from Prairie Exotics. He's not bringing gifts, but he's bringing furry guests. They made me say that.
That's all right.
What do you want to show us today?
Well, we got some feathery, spiky, and even, feather-free friends here. We've got In Your Hands Callie, who we like to call Fatty Fat Pants.
Didn't mean that.
Yeah, she's festively plump for the holidays.
Oh.
She weighs about 16 pounds, being a Flemish giant. They were originally bred for meat and fur, but she makes a great pet. Being large, she's very comfortable around people, even other animals like small dogs and cats, even big dogs. I've got a large dog and they get along great. She's litter trained, just gotta make sure there's no cords around her to chew on.
Okay, she's a chewer.
Yeah, a little bit of a tour, so you got to watch that. What we have in front of us is really cool too here. We've got Lori, our mom hedgehog, with 4 of her little baby hedgehogs. Those guys were born just 2 weeks ago. Actually, to the day. They're born Thursdays, well, at least found them either Wednesday night, Thursday morning, these little guys. And hedgehogs too make awesome pets. They live like 7 to 8 years. They eat essentially high protein cat food. You give them a little wheel, a little hut to hide under. And the cool thing is they're crepuscular. So a lot of people think they're nocturnal and gonna be sleeping all day, but they're not. They're actually crepuscular, which means they get up in the morning for hunting because they're from Africa. And so it's gonna be a little hot in the middle of the day. So they wanna get up in the morning before it gets too warm, do their hunting. They take a nap in the afternoon, which is great when the kids are at school. Then they get home, they can play with these guys when they be hunting in the evening as well. And then the kids go to bed, these guys go to bed. So they're pretty awesome.
He's very cute.
Yeah, she's
And how many
checking it.
babies? 4, you said?
She had 4 this time. Last time was just 3. She's had about 4 litters in the last 3 years.
Oh my goodness, and you look good, Mama.
She's pretty awesome. And then on my shoulder, I got little Zazu here.
Okay.
Zazu is a cockatiel.
Hey, buddy.
He's almost 3 years old. Oh, he wants head rubs. And he can sing. He does happy birthday. He whistles. He asks what the donkey says and then goes hee haw, hee haw. He's got a number of little ones that he does. And then over my shoulder, I also have Widget. Widget here is an African gray.
He's the one that whistled at me in the background.
Yeah, about 23 years old and likes to make a lot of cat calls, whistling.
That can get awkward a little bit.
Yeah, more for the sound effects than for actually talking. Although when the dog comes in, she will say, "Go lay down." So that's pretty funny. Or if the phone rings, she will say hello. So it's kind of nice.
Amazing.
Yeah, they're a
I
lot
love
of fun.
it. Well, thank you so much. And now more magic. Ooh, more magic on its way on Shaw TV's Holiday Extravaganza. Thanks, Steve.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for having us.
Welcome back to Shaw TV's Holiday Extravaganza. I'm still Dwayne. Now, with so many parties happening this season, we thought it would be cool to show you guys a festive holiday beverage. Here is Elsa Taylor, host of Bar Top Apothecary, coming very soon to Shaw TV. Elsa?
Hello everyone and happy holidays. Today I'm going to be making for you one of my favorite festive drinks. It's called the Everything Nice. So it's very similar to an eggnog but without any dairy or egg, and it's something that I serve up at work very often. It contains Flor de Canna 12-year rum, as well as Amaro Nonino, which is a bittersweet Italian liqueur, a little bit of maple syrup, coconut milk, a little bit of nutmeg, cinnamon, and clove, and of course edible sparkles. So to get this started, you'll need a shaker full of ice, as well as about 1.5 ounces of your rum, just about 1 ounce of the Amaro Nonino, and then to add a bit of sweetness, some real Quebec maple syrup. I'm doing about 1/2 ounce of this because it's potent stuff. So we'll add this into our shaker full of ice. And then I'm going to add approximately 1.5 ounces of coconut milk, but you could use any sort of creamer that you care for. And there it is. And then I'm just gonna give it a good shake. Alrighty. I'm choosing to serve it in this festive little glass. I think it's adorable, so any glass that brings you holiday cheer is the perfect vessel. I'm just fine straining it in here. And then I will top it with a bit of fresh ice. And And for the garnish, I'm doing a sprinkle of nutmeg, cinnamon, and cloves. And my signature edible sparkles, because they're terribly festive, and who doesn't want to make a wish on their cocktail? So that, my friends, is the Everything Nice. Thank you so much for having me, and cheers.
The snow is falling, and memories call me back again. Christmas is coming, and New Year's just around the bend. Well, tonight I am thinking there's only one thing I am missing. All that I want this Christmas, all that I need this year, won't be wrapped in ribbons, won't be hidden beneath the tree. And baby, you're all I need. Remember when I was a child, restless nights on Christmas Eve. Couldn't wait to wake up, run downstairs, and see my presents everywhere. Now those days are gone, but tonight I am restless, just waiting for you to come home. All that I want this Christmas, all that I need this year, won't be wrapped in ribbons, won't be hidden beneath the tree. Baby, you're all I need. You're all I need. Christmas is coming, and New Year's just around the bend. Well, all that I want this Christmas, all that I need this year, won't be wrapped in ribbons, won't be hidden beneath the tree. And baby, you are all I want this Christmas, all that I need this year. Nothing else will do, just want you here with me. Baby, you are all I need. Baby, you are all I need.
You know, folks, the holidays are a very busy time of year, and it can be a real struggle to juggle everything. Luckily for us, I've got Charlene out in the lobby, and she's here with a real expert on the matter. Charlene?
And now, the amazing Aiden.
Shaw TV's Holiday Extravaganza would like to thank JS Furniture Gallery and Jensen's Nursery for these great set pieces. We'd also like to thank the Keg Steakhouse and Bar and Generate Cakes for their additional support.
Welcome back to Shaw TV's Holiday Extravaganza. I'm Charlotte Azure, and up next, the musical stylings of Kevin Hogg.
Maybe it's the music that's stuck in my head. Or maybe it's the people that I know I will never forget. You hear that song, you sing along, it makes your day, so sing those blues away, so you can breathe again. And if your heavy weight is on your mind, a simple song could change your life. You feel the beat move to your feet, you're dancing, singing to it all night long, and the music can't be wrong. Don't let anything bring you down, just know that song will always be around. Maybe it's the music that's stuck in my head. Or maybe it's the people that I know I will never forget. Memories I've kept alive, melodies help my soul survive. Maybe it's the music that's stuck in my head. Drop the needle in the groove, it sets my mood to make my move on you. And it never felt so right. The kind of music will never die. This song is different but the same old high. Maybe it's the music that's stuck in my head. Or maybe it's the people that I know I will never forget. Memories I've kept alive, melodies help my soul survive. Maybe it's the music that's stuck in my head. Stuck in my head. Stuck in my head, yeah. Stuck in my head. Stuck in my head.
Well, that draws Shaw TV's Extravaganza to a close, but we want to thank you all for coming out on this special journey with us.
And before we go, we want to remind you that this show is largely made possible by volunteers such as us and people from the community with the help of Shaw TV. Now, if you're interested in learning more, well, fantastic, you know. But if you're interested in learning more, please email createtv@shaw.ca. So from myself and from Charlene, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. This is Chris Funk.
Hey, yeah, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Have you ever seen that trick where a magician takes a piece of rope, cuts it in half, and magically puts it back together again?
I have seen that trick.
Okay.
I
Tell you
ruined
what.
it.
No, we're going to do it, but instead of
Okay.
me just performing it for you, I'm going to teach you how it's done. You want to learn how it's done? You want
I
to learn a
do,
secret?
I do.
Okay.
I love
Excellent.
magic.
So, you see, the secret is not in the rope. The secret is
Okay.
in the knot that you tie the rope back together
Right.
again with. It's called the Mongolian pop knot. It's been a secret for hundreds of years, and I'm going to tell you how this is done here today. First of all, just have a quick little peek at the rope there, if
Okay.
you don't mind. Awesome. So, first thing we do is we get those ropes, we get the ends like this, and we cut the ends off the rope. We now have a rope with no ends. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I really mean that. Okay, so we got to call this end A. We're going to call this end B. If this is
Okay.
end A and this is end B, that would mean over here we have
See.
the middle. We're going to bring the middle up to the ends just like this. We're going to take those scissors and cut the rope exactly in half. Now, like
Okay.
I said, the secret is not in the rope. The secret is in the knot that you tie the rope back together again with.
Okay.
Mongolian pop knot goes a little bit like this. What you do is you take end A, you wrap it around end B, you take end B, wrap it around end A, you make a loop with A and B, that B and A go through in different directions simultaneously and at the same time. You want to make sure it's not too tight, because if it's too tight and you try to untighten it, you can't untighten it because it's too tight.
Okay.
You then reach into your pocket, grab a little wiffle dust, you sprinkle that over top just like this. Causes a delayed reaction where momentarily, there we go, just like that. You can actually toss the knot off the rope, leaving you with a solid piece of rope. Any questions?
You're not going to expect me to do that, are you?
You didn't follow along?
I followed along, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll do it again, but
All
I want
right.
you to take a look at
Okay,
that rope.
I
Make
need to
sure it
see it
is a
again.
good solid rope, that it is not glued together or screwed together, but it is in fact woven together one piece, yes?
All right.
Isn't that ridiculous? You can say so, you're not going to hurt my feelings.
Oh,
All right.
I got to see this.
I'm going to show you how this is done. We're going to do it 2 times for you.
Okay.
Okay, so you get 2 opportunities.
slow learner.
Pay very close attention. So in order to do 2 knots, we're going to have to cut 3 ropes. So we're going to get
Okay.
they have to be the same length though. Very important.
Okay.
So I find if you make a loop at the top and a loop down at the bottom, just like this, and
Right.
you kind of make them meet up with the ends, you cut those loops, you get 3 ropes that are the exact
Okay.
same size. Isn't that clever?
Very
Thought
clever.
of that on my own. It's very important that the ropes are the exact same length, otherwise the trick is not going to work. For example, if you find that once you've gone through all these ropes, and you see that you have a rope that is about this long, a rope that is about this long, and a rope that is about this long, the trick is not going to work. Shoot. That kind of puts me into a predicament right here. See, if you find yourself with 3 different lengths of ropes, the trick won't work, but there is a way around this, okay? So what you do is you gather them small, medium, and large, and then what you do is you bring your bottom up to the top. Okay, not like your bottom that'd be
No,
weird.
okay.
I mean, unless you could do it, I'm sure there's a job in Vegas. But anyways, you get all the bottoms, put them all the way up to the tops, just like this, and then you got to do the magic motion, which
Okay.
is
The sprinkle.
please, no, it's begging. There we go. Boom. 1, 2, 3. We can now continue with the trick. Okay, you grab rope number 1, rope number 2, tossing rope 3 over top of your shoulder. You now continue with the Mongolian pop knot. This is how it's done. You take end A, wrap it around end B. You take end B, wrap it around end A. You make a loop with A and B. That B and A go through in different directions. It's confusing when I say it that way, isn't it? Okay, so what you do, simply put, is 2 square knots, okay? It's like you're tying the first part of your shoe twice
Okay.
is all you're doing. That's
All right.
it. Make sure it's good and tight.
Nice and
Once
easy.
exactly, you then reach into your pocket, you grab that magic wiffle dust. Oh, that is pocket lint. That's all it is. Yeah, just scrape those suckers, sprinkle them over top just like this. What that does is cause a delayed reaction
Yeah.
where you can grab 1, 2 knots, leaving you with a solid piece of rope. Any questions?
Wow.
I'll take that as a no.